won't never spend my Bitcoin right now until it raises to where I think it needs to be. Remember that number, 100 million. I firmly bet my life that not in my lifetime, but maybe in my children's lifetime, that one Bitcoin today that's worth 40,000 is gonna be worth about $100 million. So what do? I buy and stack for my kids. You can stack for your future.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to say welcome to the ahead of the crypto curve. My name is Najah Roberts, and I am super excited to be here today, coming live to you from Miami. There is so much going on in this space. We've got so many incredible things to talk about. I just got to Miami after coming from Capitol Hill. That event was awesome. For those of you that are on the East Coast, I know that you know all these storms have hampered travel across this United States. And so I appreciate all your prayers and all those things. We made it safely to the Miami area without hitting any of the tornadoes or anything that are going on. So, ladies and gentlemen, today is April 6th, and this is the Bitcoin 2022 conference, which happens to be one of the largest Bitcoin events in the country. And we were here last year, and last year we made a splash because there were not many African Americans. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We are back here in Miami, and we're making another splash, because there are still hardly any African Americans here. And I haven't been to the main conference hall, but I did see some people going live, and there were none of us represented. But there is millions and millions of dollars being made and created in this space. And it is just so disheartening to me that our community is not more active in taking advantage of this transfer of wealth. Because believe it or not, the money is out here. The money is out here. It's absolutely incredible. And I am going to be bringing some things home to share with you all so that we can have some action steps as it relates to our community and what we need to be doing to get ahead of this cryptocurrency curve. I had the opportunity this morning to sit on a panel with a conference that's just starting up. And I watched these conferences spin up 2017, 2018 to where they are right now. This conference I'm sitting at, the tickets for today were $2,500 for one day. So ladies and gentlemen, that tells you the type of money that is out here. And the event was packed. It was packed. And it was called Industry Day. But they started just about 3 years ago. And so we have to make sure that we understand that we're at the very beginning and that we're able to create all the things that we need to create in this space to be successful. Case in fact, today I just sat on a panel for the Youth Crypto Conference, and this is the first one. And I venture to say that in about 2 to 3 years, this is going to be the largest conference for youth and children, because there's nothing else like it. So I want to say that there was approximately, I'm going to say maybe 50 of us, 50 more or less. But just knowing that we're a part of history and that our community has a seat at the table. And I say this all the time, when they do not give you a seat at the table, create a table. Well, an ally and myself, we have been working to create a table. And so with this Youth Crypto Conference, it will be coming also to Los Angeles. But every time we're here in Miami for this event, We're going to have something for the youth and the children, because it's important for our children to show up and see this type of lifestyle, to see this wealth, to know that it's possible for somebody that looks exactly like them, talks like them, has hair like them, and all those things. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to thank you this day for listening in on Ahead of the Crypto Curve, because we are creating Satoshi millionaires, one family at a time, one day at a time, one Bitcoin at a time, one Satoshi at a time. And that, my friends and family, means you. So I am your host, Najah Roberts, aka Young Harriet, and it is my mission to lead our people out of financial slavery. And when we come forward, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a little bit of information about some crypto news that's going on. And again, I'm going live, so please forgive us for the background noise. We're here at the Dorchester Hotel on Miami Beach, and it's rather loud, so we appreciate each and every one of you with your patience. But I have a special guest sitting here. She is from Orlando, Florida, and she is a cryptocurrency educator. And when we come forward, we will hear from Mrs. Mondaland. So this is KBLA Talk 1580. All right. And we are here, and we're going to be talking about just a little bit of the crypto scoop, because I have a fabulous guest today or two. And so we're going to just talk about some of the things that are happening in the news. As we know, a lot of cryptocurrency has been raised in Ukraine and Russia because of the whole Russian-Ukraine issue going on, and just the massacre that's happening. And how cryptocurrencies companies are responding is different. So we've got some that are taking the stance that because we're in a decentralized space, they're not going to get in the middle of it. So a lot of them have refused to adhere to some of the government's requests to stop services to Russia. And so that's turned a couple of heads, and we really feel like in the cryptocurrency space, for those individuals that are still doing business with Russia or choose not to take sides and just want to be in the neutral standpoint, that they're going to suffer the consequences later on with our actual government. And so there's been talks that a couple of companies will be losing some licensing, or they're going to impose sanctions and some of those things on those companies. So we're really watching closely to see what our United States government does as it relates to some of the cryptocurrency companies that are still doing business in Russia after they've been asked to cease. And so it's just really interesting to see how the government plays a role in other countries and all the different things as it relates to companies that are right here in the United States that are able to do business. Because while we think some of these things don't affect us, we're directly tied to a lot of things that are going on in other countries. And so there are companies like Trezor Wallet who follow suit, and Trezor is refusing to send Trezor cold storage wallets over into Russia. And so that allows individuals that live in Russia to save their cryptocurrency on cold storage devices. But of course there's other devices. But I think the fact that Trezor took that stand, either way, whatever you believe about what people are doing incorrectly or what a country is doing incorrectly, bombing another region, etc., I really feel as though the individuals should be able to make the choice of whether or not they want to participate, and not really be in fear of what our government says as it relates to them shutting down their companies or giving them sanctions for still doing business in regions. And we're looking at this all across our government, because our government has, through the allies and through some of the different alliances that we're in, basically made people take stances one way or the other. Either you're for or against what's going on. And a lot of the cryptocurrency companies are just saying, you know what, we're going to stay neutral because we understand decentralization. We are working really hard to educate our communities on decentralization, which means that no one person is in control, no one person, no one government, no one anybody can control, because we want self-sovereignty. And so while some of the cryptocurrency companies have adhered to what was being asked, a lot of them are just taking the stance that they're not going to get involved and be a part of that. And so when you understand this cryptocurrency culture, what blockchain is about, what immutability is about, what self-sovereignty is about, it really gives you a good understanding on why cryptocurrency companies are taking this stance. Some of your bigger cryptocurrency companies are definitely still doing business in Russia. They may not be making an outward stance on it, such as the one that Trezor made, but just please understand, we're all watching this. We're understanding the plight of the people that are having a loss of life, that are being affected by this travesty, just all the things that are happening. But you have to really, for yourself, know what you believe. And I really believe that everyone should be able to make their own decision, not get decisions made for you, or be afraid to make a decision because of the fact that you know that you're going to have some consequences as it relates to your government. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, there is a gentleman that just walked in, and he's like a hot potato, so we've got to catch him really quickly so that he doesn't run off. But he is the founder of the Youth Crypto Conference. And what I'm going to do is ask him to go just a little bit before Amanda, because she's going to hang with us all the way to our Wine Women event tonight. And so is he, but we got to catch him because he's a massive organizer and a massive promoter, and he's in this crypto space doing big crypto things. So this gentleman's name is Matty. He actually owns a business right in Santa Monica. He's a partner in the business called 777 Exotics. And he rents cars to individuals, and they use cryptocurrency as payment. And it's just really incredible. So the next time you want to rent a Ferrari or a Rolls Royce or anything like that, you can go over to 777 Exotics and you can get it from Maddie. But Maddie, I want to ask you, why did you feel it was important to start the Youth Crypto Conference?
Awesome question. Mic check here. Hopefully everybody can hear me fine. So amazing being here with Najah. We're in Miami. Speaking of powerhouses, y'all know if you're listening to the show, this is the powerhouse, Miss Najah. So the Youth Crypto Conference is important because we as a community definitely need to involve as many voices as we can and different perspectives as we can in order to probably solve some of the problems, but also to get the financial literacy of the community up to a point where we can sustain ourselves. If people are in Los Angeles lately and you see the community that lives on the streets that probably weren't taught a lot of financial literacy, that didn't have a certain group that was as focused on them and their success in this web of insanity that we live in. So that's really where we want to shine, is kind of in the education way. Interesting things about it is that we did partner with Najah, and we're going to be bringing this thing worldwide. So Austin, Texas for Consensus, and that's going to be in June. And followed by what looks like we will be going to Asia and Africa for youth conferences. So it's a global movement, and super happy to be a part of it. And I'm not the founder, I'm just one of the team members. So back to Najah.
He's the brainchild behind this whole thing. So he thinks he's getting off easy. So why a youth conference? Because I've never heard of an actual youth conference like you're planning on putting on. So why a youth conference?
Okay, I think a good answer for that is the amount of paid to earn gaming that's going on right now, where some of our associates in other companies or in other countries, some of the people I work with, they're changing their entire family's lives by playing games right now, right? Young people are at their computers playing games in a world where digital artifacts are worth a lot of money in places where money isn't even worth a lot of money. So the opportunity here is, I think, just to definitely empower like a certain group of people. I think that's the why, right? To empower them. They're kind of already super empowered if you think about it. People that are playing video games right now, they're well ready for the metaverse. They're ready for digital transactions. They're ready for collectibles. They might have a game that has 400 different items in it. Those may be valuable to that young person. So I think they're just really they're well set up to receive this information.
All right. Well, thank you for that. And I know that you're running around and doing some things. So
Tonight, let's talk about
tell the listeners what they could possibly do if they want to support the Youth Crypto Conference, and what type of staff are you looking for? Who are you looking for to push this movement forward? Because I explained to them that Bitcoin conference just started a couple years ago, and here we are today, Bitcoin 2022. It is the largest conference in the United States, and today people pay $2,500 a day to get in. And so what do you hope to see in the growth of this youth crypto conference? And again, who do you need? What type of support do you need to push this forward? Because there's tons of educators listening. There's tons of schools listening.
Wow.
So what can we do?
All the good questions. Thank you for that. My answers here are probably pretty simple. One is educate yourself. So if you're listening, you definitely begin by feeling empowered and know that there's people like Najah and me and other people here that have answers to your questions. But as you know, Google has answers to your questions too. So, I would say this, like if you're interested in volunteering or if you're interested in supporting like a local community that's really trying to empower itself or, seek greater liberties through some of what we're doing, in order to volunteer, in order to educate others, obviously you yourself have to be a very strong person. You might need yourself to get your own financial house in order, right? Or you may need to do a bunch of research first. But the right people that join us are already strong. I'll be honest. The right people that join us have to be strong people, because we have to put the youth first on this, and that has its own needs, including security and feeling welcome and feeling like they're contributed. And that when we're all young and we're in our development phases, things can throw us off in so many ways, bullying and mistakes that we might make that when we're young that we never recover from, all kinds of crazy things. So the ability to create an intentional space that has that level of care is what we need. We need people that understand how delicate it can be to empower people, and they need to be ready. But if you want to volunteer, let's just leave it at this then, YCC2222.com. Okay, that's YCC, like Youth Crypto Conference, 2222.com. So that's how they're going to find out more about us. And I'm going to just maybe leave this out here. So, wise know they're foolish, right? And fools swear they're wise. So we're looking for those wise people who really take their time and they understand what they don't know, right? We don't need know-it-alls. We need really open minds to help us grow this thing. So, if you're one of those humble leaders and if you're associated with Najah's group and you want to be a part of what we're doing worldwide and get your passport stamped with us and do incredible things, please volunteer at, YCC2222.com, 2222. All right,
and that is Maddie, and we just appreciate him today. We had a great panel that we sat on, and when we come forward, ladies and gentlemen, we'll share some more information. We'll bring on Manda, This is KBLA. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here again live from Miami at the Bitcoin 2022 conference, a big conference that is actually the biggest one in the country. And there's a little mini conference going on called the Youth Crypto Conference, and we're here. And a good friend of mine, her name is Monda, she lives here in Florida, is going to share some information with you. And this is a young lady that I can use as a really good example of how you can get into verticals in this cryptocurrency space. So no matter what your background is, what you aspire to do, you can actually take that career and come into this space as a vertical. So we're going to find out a little bit about Monda, who she is and what she used to do, and then we're going to talk about what she does right now, which is really, really incredible. And for those of you that are needing her services, we definitely are going to have her give you information on how to get in contact with her. So Monda, tell us a little bit about who you are and how long you were doing that thing and when you got into the cryptocurrency space.
Okay, well, thank you so much. First and foremost, thank you, Najah. This is an honor to be on your show. You are so awesome, and when I worked with you, I would tell you that all the time. So I love your vision, and I appreciate the fact that you have the Crypto Kids Camp that is really going to help inspire so many kids and introduce them to cryptocurrency. So thank you so much. My name is Monda Land, and you can find me on everywhere, Monda Land, no underscores or anything like that. Like Najah, there's some spoofers, but I'm Monda Land, M-A-U-N-D-A. So L-A-N-D is the last name. But I first learned about cryptocurrency back in 2011. I had a coworker, her husband was a Bitcoin miner. They probably live off the coast of some private island right now because they invested so early. But she told me about it, but I didn't know how to buy it or anything. In 2017, I was at a conference for youth. I was working at the Institute of Internal Auditors, helping students learn about internal audit as well as finance and other education and other careers. And one of the alum came back and said, hey, you all need to go out and buy, they have a Bitcoin ATM. Go out and get some Bitcoin. You will thank me later. So I went out to the machine, took a picture, and it said, connect your wallet. And I said, I don't have a wallet. I don't know how to do this. So I didn't do it. I took a picture, but Bitcoin was at $1,000 when he told us that. So fast forward another year later, I was connected to a community that was actually educating on cryptocurrency. And they said, oh, you download this wallet on your phone, then you buy. So once I got the education, I started investing in cryptocurrency. But by then it was probably like $6,000 or $7,000. But I mean, now it's $40-some thousand. But at least I started investing, and that's one thing that people need to do. And even now, it's still time to invest. You know, always say, Najah, get 1 million Satoshi. So you gotta invest. Start now. It doesn't matter. It's not too late. We all need to begin that cryptocurrency journey. So from there, I was in association management. I left in 2019. I left one of the associations I was working with was the Florida Institute of CPAs. I loved education, and I was trading and doing crypto. And my husband said, just do this full time. You have a knowledge of associations, and you also do all of these other things to bring in money. Why don't you just do it full time? So I stopped that, and then I had this brilliant idea to do an online crypto camp last summer. And then I met Najah, and she said, hey, can you help me with my crypto camp? It's in person. We're going to do it all over the world. And I fell in love with your vision. And so I had an opportunity to help her with her crypto camp. And I'm so honored to be able to do that and see the partnerships from all the people, all the companies, all the NBA teams, and everyone that was so excited about educating youth about cryptocurrency. There is definitely a need to do that. So it was such an honor to do that. Right now, I'm still helping associations, still investing in crypto, still helping people with crypto. But that's my side passion. So I just love doing it as well. Oh, you were asking me a question.
No, yes, you answered fabulously, and she's so gorgeous. This is my friend. I really appreciate her for being here today. So tell me what you felt like this morning when you pull up to the gate with your ticket. Now, just so you all know, we all have general admission tickets, including myself. I just got somebody's industry pass off their arm, but we all have general admission tickets. Those tickets were $1,000. What did it feel like to pull up with $1,000 ticket and for them to tell you you can't get in because you didn't pay the $2,400 ticket today? And what did the people look like going inside?
Yes, well, I was very excited to go to the industry day, and I would say I wish I could have snuck in, but the queue was so long. It's out in the parking lot. There's hundreds of people, and I'm telling you, I think I passed maybe 3 African American or African colored people while I was walking there, and it was very few of us. And unfortunately, they weren't going in. None of us were going in. We were all on the outside. I mean, I do know one person that got in because she got a ticket early. But, unfortunately, next year I will be there at the industry day. But that's the difference. If you have an opportunity to to get in and get involved, you got to do it early. And with money, you can go. And it's not that we don't have money, but we want to make wise choices with our money as well. $2,400, and they said, well, we'll refund you, and then you charge it again. No, that's not the way it's going to work right today. So I, that's unfortunate that I wasn't able to go, but we will be there for the rest of the conference at least. And we need more people involved, not only on the outside coming in as participants, but also on the inside as vendors and those working for those companies that are there for Industry Day.
Yes, and so since she's talking about more people on the inside, I will tell you that a 10 by 10 vendor booth was $17,000. Last year we had a booth for Crypto Kids Camp. Now this is a nonprofit organization, 501c3. We still paid $7,500 for our booth last year. It is a situation where we are boxed out if we don't have funds. And ladies and gentlemen, the only way we get these types of funds are to start to do what they're doing, which is investing in cryptocurrency. So that's the biggest secret out there, because $2,400, they just flip it over like it's nothing because they have it. And I'll say one thing, because I used to say this all the time. I go speak a whole bunch of places. I kind of want to whisper because I'm in the lobby of a hotel. But I said, the only black people that I see when I go to these events are the security guards. And I get here to Miami Beach, and what do we have? The same situation. My husband, Monda, myself, and the security guard. And I saw one other outlier, so I just will say that. But it's really high time, ladies and gentlemen, that we enjoy what we deserve. And again, not out of scarcity, but not living out of scarcity, not living by just surviving, but really our community thriving. And I believe that cryptocurrency, blockchain technology gives us that opportunity to do that. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, let's aspire to have our own conference, because we're going to have our own conference. That's one thing that we need to do, and we're in the process of planning that, and we want to make sure that everyone gets out to that. And I also want to share the fact that tonight we're going to have a Wine, Women, and Crypto event, and that's going to be held at a club called The Shot, and it's in Miami. And we're going to be talking and having a candid conversation with our community. And even though it says wine women in crypto, it's the brave men that love us as well. We hope that you come out. And when we come forward, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to hear a little bit more from Monda, and then we're going to do our daily dollar cost average. So get your wallets ready. And if you haven't already done so, download the Black Wall Street wallet, but also download that KBLA Talk 1580 app, because we want to make sure that you have that and you're sharing the information. And we're going to just really look to move forward from this event with power. And I'm going to be reporting tomorrow on some of the things that we're doing to make sure that our community is moving forward like these other communities are moving forward, because it's just no reason for us to get left behind. We are sounding the alarm that it is time, it is past time. We're at the very, very beginning. You don't need anyone's permission or anything like that. You can get involved, just like Monda said. Don't wait. You know, you'll be that one saying, you know what? They told us about this when it was $47,000, and now it's $200,000. Just like she said, somebody told her when it was $1,000 at the Bitcoin ATM machine. And oh, how we shoulda, coulda, woulda. We hear that all the time. I shoulda, coulda, woulda. But in this cryptocurrency space, ladies and gentlemen, please do not make this a shoulda, coulda, woulda situation for yourself. So with that, when we come forward, ladies and gentlemen, I'm thinking already at Wine Women in Crypto, but ladies and gentlemen, when we come forward, we'll ask Monda a couple of other questions. We're going to do our dollar cost average, and we will make way for D.L. Hughley. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is KBLA Talk 1580. All right, ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you for listening. This is Ahead of the Crypto Curve. I am Najah Roberts, and we have with us Mrs. Monda Land. And Monda, can you tell us what you are currently doing in this cryptocurrency space?
Yes, thank you, Najah. So right now, I am, like Najah said, educating people. I'm helping people learn about cryptocurrency. So many of my friends always say, I have this thing called a ledger, or what do I do with it? How do I, transfer this money? One Christmas, I gifted all my friends and family cryptocurrency, and then they left it on their wallet to next Christmas. And then I told them, hey, you need to take it off of there. And so I help people. I give them education on, I have online courses, but I also give them education in person about cryptocurrency, because we need that education. That barrier for me was, okay, how do I get a wallet? How do I understand? Najah's on the West Coast, but I'm in Orlando. If someone's in this area, hey, I'd be more than happy to help. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm still a consultant, so I help organizations do that most of the time, but then I have all of those wonderful things happening in my copious spare time.
Well, let me ask you a question, because you said you gifted your family Bitcoin. So with gifting your family Bitcoin, was that because they were open to the space, or because you needed to educate them on the space? So she's laughing, so let's hear what she's saying.
If they were open to it, no, that's not what they would have wanted. They probably wanted a gift card, but I knew that they needed to make an investment. So I gave them what they needed. So I gifted them cryptocurrency, because that's going to be an appreciating investment. If I would have gave them a Marshall's gift card, they would have spent it the next day and had nothing. Now they have something that's grown over time. So that was important to me, and to them, I hope.
So that is really, really, really important. And I have to say, that is a great gift. So for those of us who have family members with birthdays coming up, maybe you give them some Bitcoin. Christmas is coming. They know how to get our money out of our pockets. I tell you all the time, they extract money from our pockets, and we allow them to do it every single month. Give them some Bitcoin. Give your family some Bitcoin this year. So Miss Monda Land, how do they contact you again?
Yes, so I have a website. It is financialfreedomforyou.com, or you can find me on social media at Manda Land, MAUNDALAND.
All right, Miss Mondaland, this is KBLA Talk 1580. All right, everyone, it is time for us to dollar cost average. As you know, every day live on air, I buy $6 worth of Satoshis. For those of you that don't know, a Satoshi is the smallest increment of a Bitcoin. Just like there are 100 pennies in a dollar, there are 100 million Satoshis in a Bitcoin. And we're going to do this on the Black Wall Street wallet. Now, you can go anywhere that you want to buy Bitcoin. We want to make sure that you know that you definitely have choices, but we are dealing and rocking with our black-owned companies. And Mr. Hill Harper is the owner of the Black Wall Street wallet. And Crypto Blockchain Plug is my cryptocurrency exchange where you can buy Bitcoin as well, but we're doing it on the Black Wall Street wallet today. And you know that I say a DCA a day keeps poverty away. So what you're going to do is you're going to open up your Black Wall Street wallet. You're going to go to the purple circle, and it has the 2 white arrows. You're going to click on the buy Bitcoin. Then you're going to click one time, because we're doing this every single day, and you're going to do $6 worth of Bitcoin, and voila, you have purchased $6 worth of Satoshis, which is a smallest increment of a Bitcoin again. So that's all it takes. You can do that manually. If you don't want to do it manually, you can set it up, and we call it set it and forget it. Inside of that Black Wall Street wallet, there are some videos that you can watch and get more information. But we also want you to, once you acquire enough Bitcoin, we want you to put it onto a cold storage wallet, and we'll talk about that maybe later on this week. We'll talk about some of the new elements of these cold storage wallets. But ladies and gentlemen, it has been an incredible day. Again, we are here in Miami. If you know anybody in Miami, they can go to my social media and they can get into the Wine, Women, and Crypto event today. I'm going to talk a little bit about Bitcoin on the basic level, on what we need to be doing as a community. This is Ahead of the Crypto Curve, and I am Najah Roberts, Young Harriet. If you're interested in coming to or helping with the Digital Financial Revolution Tour, please reach out to me as well on all social medias, or you can go to the DFRtour.com. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to ask you not to touch that dial, because we are making way for the D.L. Hughley Show. And you know I say D.L. Hughley is the truth. And enjoy the rest of your day. Peace and blessings. This is KBLA Talk 1580.